Codependency, blessing or curse? Breaking free from trauma bonds. Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a hot topic, codependency. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Let's find out. We'll explore what codependency really means, how it's connected to trauma, and most importantly, how to break free from those sticky trauma bonds. So, have you ever felt like you're way too invested in someone else's happiness? Like you always put their needs before your own, even neglecting yourself in the process? Well, that's where codependency comes into play. Let's start by demystifying codependency. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be a bit of a double-edged sword. Codependency often stems from childhood experiences or trauma that shape our behavior patterns. It becomes our default mode of relating to others. On the surface, codependency may seem like an admirable quality. Being caring, compassionate, and selfless are generally considered positive traits. And to some extent, they are. Codependent individuals have big hearts and genuinely want to help others. They're there for people in their lives when they need support, providing stability and security. However, the problem arises when codependency becomes our way of life, an all-encompassing identity that robs us of our own individuality and self-care. We become so enmeshed with others that we lose sight of our own needs, desires, and boundaries. Our sense of self becomes intertwined with the well-being and happiness of those we care about, leaving us vulnerable to manipulation and resentment. Codependency can hinder personal growth and self-fulfillment. It keeps us stuck in unhealthy patterns and relationships because we fear letting go or being alone. We constantly seek external validation, approval, and love, as if we're trying to fill an internal void through others. It's important to recognize that codependency is not a healthy way of relating to others or ourselves. While it may seem selfless, it ultimately perpetuates a cycle of imbalance, where our own needs are consistently overlooked. Breaking free from codependency requires introspection, self-reflection, and a willingness to prioritize our own well-being. Now, here's where things get interesting. Codependency is closely linked to trauma. Trauma can come in various forms: emotional, physical or sexual abuse, neglect, or growing up in a dysfunctional environment. These experiences shape our perception of the world and our relationships. When we experience trauma, it creates a deep longing for connection, safety, and stability. We learn early on that our needs won't be met or that it's not safe to express ourselves authentically. As a result, we develop coping mechanisms, and one of those mechanisms can be codependency. Codependency becomes a way for us to regain control and create a sense of safety. We seek validation and security through relationships with others, often becoming caretakers, fixers, or people-pleasers. We put the needs of others before our own, because it feels familiar and safer than asserting our own needs, desires, and boundaries. It's important to note that trauma isn't limited to big, dramatic events. Even growing up in an emotionally neglectful environment can leave deep scars and contribute to the development of codependent behaviors. It's the cumulative effect of these experiences that shapes our responses and coping mechanisms. Breaking free from codependency means acknowledging the underlying trauma and working through it. We must recognize that our worth is not determined by our ability to care for others or meet their needs. Healing from trauma requires a commitment to our own well-being, self-compassion, and seeking professional help or support from others who understand the complexities of trauma and codependency. Okay, let's dive into the complexities of codependency and explore the good, the bad, and the ugly aspects of this way of relating to others. On the positive side, codependency can make us caring, compassionate, and empathetic individuals. We have an innate ability to tune into the needs and emotions of those around us. We become skilled at providing support, love, and validation, which can create deep and meaningful connections. Codependent individuals often have a heightened sense of responsibility and loyalty towards others. We go above and beyond to ensure their happiness and well-being. We become the go-to person for support and advice, and people rely on us to be there in times of need. Our nurturing nature brings comfort to those around us and creates a sense of safety and stability in their lives. However, there's a flip side to codependency. The constant focus on others can lead to neglecting our own needs and desires. We may become so preoccupied with taking care of others that we lose touch with our own identity and goals. Our self-worth becomes dependent on external validation, making us susceptible to feeling inadequate or unworthy when we can't meet the needs or expectations of others. Additionally, codependency can create imbalanced and unhealthy dynamics in relationships. We may attract partners who are emotionally unavailable, needy, or even abusive. We may find ourselves in toxic patterns, where we enable destructive behaviors or sacrifice our own well-being for the sake of maintaining the relationship. The need to be needed can keep us trapped in cycles of dysfunction and prevent us from experiencing healthy and fulfilling connections. So, how do we break free from the clutches of codependency and forge healthier, more balanced relationships? It's not an overnight process, but with dedication and self-reflection, it's absolutely possible. The first step is self-awareness. We need to recognize and acknowledge the patterns and behaviors associated with codependency. Pay attention to your own thoughts, emotions, and actions in relationships. Notice when you're neglecting self-care, seeking external validation, or putting others' needs before your own. Awareness is key to initiating change. Setting boundaries is another crucial aspect of breaking free from codependency. Boundaries define what is acceptable and what is not in relationships. They create a safe space for us to honor our own needs and protect our well-being. Communicate your boundaries clearly and assertively, and be prepared to enforce them. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's essential for your growth and self-respect. Engaging in self-care is vital on the journey to breaking free from codependency. Prioritize activities that bring you joy, relaxation, and fulfillment. Take time to nurture yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Practice self-compassion and treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remember that taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's necessary for your well-being and overall happiness. Seeking support is crucial too. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or support groups who understand and validate your experiences. Consider therapy or counseling, where professionals can guide you through the process of healing and provide you with tools and strategies to navigate healthier relationships. Building a strong support network is also key. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift, inspire, and support your growth. Seek out friendships and relationships that are based on mutual respect, shared values, and healthy boundaries. Surrounding yourself with people who value your autonomy and support your individuality can be transformative. As we wrap up, let's focus on the transformative journey of breaking free from codependency and embracing a new chapter of personal growth and fulfillment. It's a journey that requires patience, self-compassion, and a commitment to your own well-being. Redefine your sense of self-worth. Recognize that your value as a person is not dependent on how much you can do for others or how much they need you. Practice self-love and self-acceptance. Embrace your strengths, quirks, and imperfections. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate the challenges of breaking free from codependency. Engage in activities that promote your personal growth and independence. Pursue your passions, set goals, and work towards achieving them. Rediscover your individuality and the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. This journey is about reconnecting with yourself and discovering what truly makes you happy. Finally, remember that healing takes time. Be patient with yourself and allow the process to unfold naturally. Celebrate your victories, learn from your setbacks, and keep moving forward. You have the power to create the relationships in life you deserve. One that is based on mutual respect, healthy boundaries, and genuine connection. Breaking free from codependency is an empowering and life-changing endeavor. By prioritizing your own well-being, setting boundaries, and cultivating healthy relationships, you can reclaim your sense of self, find balance, and create a life that is authentically yours. You are worthy of love, happiness, and healthy connections, and you have the strength within you to make it happen. Thanks for joining us today as we explored the intricate world of codependency, its connection to trauma, and the journey to breaking free from those sticky trauma bonds. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, drop us a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all our future videos. Take care of yourself, embrace your own worth, and remember that you have the power to create the life you deserve.